Nice. You gonna talk in the Batman voice?
What? I'm my next. I should do that. I should have
Where
worn
is she?
I should have worn this for next Wise Pick, so I could be like, I'm bringing my Wise Picks back with a vengeance. You haven't been watching the Penguin, right?
No, I've not been watching the Penguin.
I haven't seen it.
Good.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Is it the Penguin from the Batman?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's supposed to be all connected.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. Like seeing shows and movies.
See, that's where it's a fine line. It's like shows really got to be good for me to want to care about this and the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, you're gonna try to steal some of my notes there.
I'm actually just looking at my eyes.
I have a. I guess I'll explain on the pod actually. All right, let's tweet out. I'm gonna tweet out that we're streaming. And
yeah, I'll push on Instagram too.
It's such a cop out, but I'm just gonna keep doing it. But posting the Instagram story of my tweet is just so elite.
You've been beating me to the picks.
Yeah, I know. I've just been nervous because sometimes I've gotten where you've woken up a little late on a Sunday.
I think I'm past that now that I'm not going out every Saturday night.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although sometimes I get sad, and then I don't want to do anything on Saturdays at least. Oh, I didn't save it.
All right, we're live.
I'm just gonna post. I'm posting my own thing. I'm going rogue.
Go ahead. Go ahead. All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Do we want to start with the Wise Picks, or do you want to start with Washington before we get started?
We can start with the Wise Picks.
I mean, we can start with Washington. I don't mind it.
Well, I don't want to throw everything off.
Okay.
For them.
All right.
I get my voice warmed up too.
Well, you get all excited before it really matters what takes you have.
Yeah.
Okay. Why does it look like that?
Oh, I told Chuck that we'll save him for next week.
Okay. We also need. We're gonna be booked then because we need Barton next week too.
Oh shit.
We need Barton on Wednesday. But so that week, I guess we are live.
We'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. You have what days do you have? Well, yeah.
Okay. This looks bad. Why is this?
It's like the Batcave.
That's what I'm saying. Like what happened here? I thought we figured this out by now. That looks better.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
My lighting is entirely dependent on outside.
Yeah, I might buy a window too, and the sun normally helps, but doing them later and later. All right. Whatever. You ready?
Yep.
Actually, let me before we start recording, pull up just so I don't have to hit a type. All right. Now let's start recording. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I am your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
I'm not doing great. 0-3. I'm here to face the music. I have a whole notebook on what I messed up on. It's just,
wow. Okay.
It's just notes.
Some deep self-reflection.
Yeah, but it's on the games. It's all deep self-reflection on the games. You had a 3-0 week. I had an 0-3 week. You just got this. You just had this like trifecta this weekend. It's like
I had a nice weekend.
Yeah, you had a
Had a nice week.
pretty good weekend. Maryland won in the first quarter. All your wise picks won.
Yeah.
Commanders won. All right. Anyways,
Phillies clinched the division.
yeah, yeah. All right, so let's line it up. So what's what? All right, Maryland, Commanders, all the wise picks. Fantasy.
I lost 2 parlays.
Okay,
Um,
it's a good day.
so if we want to have a knock, but yeah, all my other bets hit.
What about
And
fantasy?
then fantasy, I'm in a billion leagues. I won
The trophy league. The
I
the one
won
that
2
matters.
that matter. That one I lost.
Okay, so that's a knock.
Yes.
You didn't go perfect, but you had a pretty damn.
I didn't go perfect. I could not expect anything better.
Yeah.
Say that. And like what happened last night makes up for if everything else lost across the board. That's a trade that I would still make.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. That is 100% fair. All right, let's get into the picks. I had the first pick. I was just riding. I was dipping my toe into New Orleans. This was the test. I come in. I just need them to keep doing what they're doing on offense. I need the Eagles to score 10 points in this scenario. I didn't realize that the Phillies defense would figure it out. All the Georgia players that we've been talking about looked awesome. They were just blitzing Derek Carr, getting after him. They stalled the running game. The Saints, they lost their center in the first quarter. That just stomped the running game out of the picture. Jalen Hurts is this game manager that turns over the ball all the time.
Yeah, I don't know if game managers are that reckless with the football.
I maybe all right. You're right. You're right. So I don't know what he is. Like he's an all right quarterback. He's kind of like Wentz. He's more Wentsy than people want to know.
I heard that a couple times.
Yeah.
On Sunday from Eagle fans.
That he's looking a little Wentsy.
They're saying the W word, yeah.
Oh boy.
Which is not a path you want to go down, because that's basically like the worst insult that they could give you. It's like it's Ben Simmons and then Wentz.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Right? In terms of comparing players.
Yeah, and like if it's like you can get comically worse. Like you could call him like a Nathan Peterman, and like you can get like there's comically worse. But when it comes to
like guys in Philly that like they hate
for Philly, yes, for Philly specifically. I thought you just meant, to be honest, in the whole league. Like if you call someone a Carson Wentz, it's not a good thing.
Yes. No, it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, very bad.
No point is that a compliment.
The whole offense of the Saints was slowed down. Rashid Shaheed. Thank you. He took the biggest hit of the game. He could, like, as in, he couldn't get any balls. He was 0 for 5 throwing.
Did he catch? I don't think he caught a pass.
No, he didn't get anything.
I started him in fantasy.
So that's probably why he didn't win there.
That is correct.
And the Eagles are just, that was the worst. Like the over was so cooked. All my picks were so cooked by 1:30. 1:30, all my picks were done. And
they just happened the last 2 weeks. I've gotten a text from you at like 1:35 that says we're wrong about everything again.
And this over was never gonna hit. The Eagles just kept going on 4th down. They would never kick a field goal. They never had the right play for the 4th down. They converted 1 out of the 3, and Jalen Hurts just fumbled the ball all the time and kept throwing. And he threw an interception. So it was just.
I mean, they what was the final score of this game? 15 to. What did it end up being?
I think it was 15 to 12, wasn't it?
That sounds right. But this game should have been 28 to 12. With how well they actually moved the football.
Yeah, exactly. Like the actual points that they just left.
Away.
Yeah, that they left on the board were ridiculous. Yeah,
so I don't know. I don't know if that's something that if you're an Eagle fan, you walk away from. We basically escaped out of there with a win because we did not play well.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just played so recklessly and still got a win. So if we clean those things up, like now we're fine. The other side of that coin is this is just a reckless football team that is not going to win more than 9-10 games.
I think this is like the coach is bad. Like this is like a Sirianni. Like it's really a problem.
It's mounting because you exit this game with a win, but it's like the seat might have gotten hotter.
Yeah, they had
Like the fourth down right before halftime that they went for was one of the worst decisions that I think I've ever seen. There were like
nobody can
14
score.
seconds left,
It's 0-3.
and they were at the 20-yard line, and they went for a 4th and 3. You would have gotten like one more shot in the end zone, and they had to kick a field goal anyway.
It was a terrible decision. Nick Sirianni just can't. I don't know who decides who to go, like when to go for and when to kick for the Eagles. It's got to be Nick, but like I don't know what his decision process looks like. But at this point, just get a coin. Heads you go for it, tails you don't, because it's gonna be easier than doing whatever.
It's gonna be like the Two-Face coin. It's always heads.
Always go for it.
Always get for it. Makes his own luck.
And I said that in the preview. I thought that'd be a positive because I thought they'd convert some, and that's. But it was.
You think with that offense though, like you would have go-to fourth down plays that are virtually unstoppable,
right? Especially 4th and 1, 4th and 2.
With a mobile quarterback, a top 5 running back, a top 3 offensive line,
the heaviest offensive line in football.
How could you possibly not have just like a bag of 6 or 7 plays that on fourth down, like they're hitting 80% of the time? I
have no idea. It bothers me. Their offense isn't the same.
I could never imagine my team not being able to convert fourth downs ever. So maybe they need Ertz back.
Maybe they do need Ertz back. Dallas Goedert looked amazing though. He was the only one that could really move the ball. Yeah. Devontae Smith got popped.
Which is funny because last week on Philly radio, they were talking about how Hurts and Goddard will never have a good connection, and then boom, was it like 10 for 170? And that one catch in the late the fourth quarter was pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, no, he made some great plays. It was a great comeback. The end of the game was great. The whole game was terrible.
The end of the game was great, yeah.
But the whole game was terrible.
Yes, it was a snoozer. I had 2 TVs going. That one was on, like the whole game was on, but it was on the smaller TV. They just kept like looking over. It's like, oh, there's another fumble, and the Saints punted. Oh, there's an interception. Saints punt.
That was the thing. The Saints kept punting, and I was like, Eagles could at least save this for me if they keep scoring, and they never even started scoring until the end.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. If you're looking at the positives, definitely encouraging signs from the Philly defense.
Yeah, they played great.
It seems like a unit that's going to get better as the year goes on. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a Vic Fangio guy. I trust him.
Yeah, Uncle Vic.
I don't believe all the crap. It's like, oh, like they didn't give Vic Fangio enough say in the offseason, and now the defense is screwed. Like it's whatever. He'll figure it out.
Also,
he's the Dark Lord.
They have a lot of young players on their defense. They drafted a lot of players.
Yes.
And kind of just like what we got to do big picture wise for quarterbacks and these offensive players. It's going to take some time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get better. Yep. So having Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, I was bitching about him last week with Nolan Smith Jr. Like they're going to get better and better each year. And this game, they were incredible. All of them.
The thing is, it's tough to have patience when you think your Super Bowl window's open.
Yeah.
You're not willing to wait around and take moral victories.
No, yeah, I mean, I'll take more.
This wasn't a moral victory, but
I've been taking moral victories since Brady left.
No,
I'm the king of moral victories. Between them and the Gamecocks, it's like moral victory after moral victory. Let's stagger the wins and losses. Let's go to Pittsburgh Chargers.
As soon as Taylor Heineke came in the game, this was
sealed.
Although it got a little bit nerve-wracking at the end because the Steelers were just running the ball. Freaking Cordell Patterson almost sold this because they ran the ball right down their throats. And both of my picks that hit, the team that won ended up taking a knee like inside the 10-yard line at the end of the game. So, both big sweats. But yeah, I mean, this game was, you probably didn't see a whole lot of it if you were watching Red Zone, which I was. Steelers defense is really good. Herbert got banged up. I don't know what his situation is.
Herbert kind of got a raw deal.
He got hurt, and then they took him out, and then they put him right back in, and he got more hurt.
Yeah, he got a.
I did not understand what happened there.
Also, he should have never.
And they put the microphone on his. He didn't even go back to the locker room.
All right, what
He just
am
slapped the
I
headset
tripping
on.
or did I hear that he was questionable before the game?
I think he was.
So he gets injured in the game, they bench him, and then they put him back in the game, and then he gets injured more.
Yeah, and he got hurt again. Yeah, and
And
then
now it's a high ankle
Harbaugh
sprain,
slapped him.
which
It's
if this is
those never go away.
if this is Kenny Pickett, he's out for the season. If it's Trevor Lawrence, he still plays. So I think he's on the Trevor Lawrence side where he's still gonna play. But now if he sucks, is he just gonna be like, well, he had a high ankle sprain, all season? Like,
That's what we did with Trevor, and
yeah, he sucks.
he looked worse actually.
Yeah.
Fully healthy. Plus his ankle still hurts.
And now they face the Chiefs. They're gonna need Herbert out there. They're not gonna be the Chiefs without him.
I don't know, dude. I don't think Heineke could beat the Chiefs.
It's true. Heineke's done crazier things.
Toe to toe with the GOAT. People forget.
We'll get to that game later. I want to bring that game up later, so we'll get to that. The Steelers look good though. Justin Fields looks good. He looked like he was coming into his own. The interception actually wasn't his fault this week. The run game is solid, as you said. Cordell Patterson had to stop at the end to had to kneel down, to save a touchdown, to save your under. Calvin Austin waiver pickup for the guys who barely are paying attention. He's gonna be a sexy waiver pickup for someone.
Did you for a second, because this happened I had some friends that were watching the games. Did you for a second think that Calvin Austin was Tavon Austin?
No, because I knew Tavon Austin retired this year. Because afterwards,
it wasn't even that. It was that like my brain jumped. My brain was too quick, like for its own good.
Yeah.
That like obviously I know that Tavon Austin hasn't done anything in the NFL for probably 5 years. But when I saw him running down the field and it said Austin, I was like, and
He's
like
back.
Wyatt was like, holy shit, like Calvin Austin just scored a touchdown. And then he like tried to play it off where he was just like, wait, who is that? And I was like, you thought that was Tavon Austin, didn't you?
That's hilarious.
He was like, I did. Just like I thought this for just a second. I was like, wait a minute. You see Austin running and you just assume it's Tavon Austin.
So I think we could say we were wrong about the Steelers defense. I feel like we were poo-pooing their Steelers defense, and the Steelers, it's good.
I think we were initially.
It's good,
but I think going into this week we were.
Oh yeah, we knew they were going to give them trouble.
After week one, it was because we didn't know about Kirk,
and
like we thought that he was just a statue, which he is. But we kind of just chalked it up to that, if I remember correctly.
But they have
I didn't think that they were that great outside of TJ Watt, but I guess they are.
They've held all their opponents to 26 points through 3 weeks. They have the Colts next week.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Anthony Richardson's going to look terrible against that defense. Then they have the Cowboys, Raiders, Jets, Giants. We could see a Raiders team going.
They could go like 7-0.
They could go 6-2 at like the worst, it feels like. And then
I still don't think they're that good.
No, it's the Steelers but this is the Steelers every year, right?
They're better though. I think they're better.
Because they don't have Kenny Pickett.
Like Fields is definitely an upgrade.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and huge week for coaching. Fields 3-0,
yes.
Sam Darnold 3-0. Malik Willis looked amazing. Yeah, good week for coaching. All right, let's go to another loss. Another one that was over by 115. The Buccaneers. Baker throws a pick in the first quarter.
So yeah, this one we should have been out in front of. We should, because this was the Panthers game, like the same situation. I mean, they didn't switch quarterbacks, but this was like on the road at a team who we think is pretty good, +6. That's easy. But no, it's the NFL and the land of the unpredictable. And it wasn't even close.
No.
Bo Nix looked like as soon as you were ready to like fully give up on Bo Nix, then he looked like the Pro Bowler. Then
he's my dad.
We're worried. Yeah, see, it's your
team. Him and Derek Carr have owned me this season so far. And I tried to get ahead of it. I tried to get behind it. I tried to step around it. and every time they're one step ahead.
Can't
Both of them.
go over.
No,
Go under.
they're always a step ahead of me. Both of them. And
Yep.
no matter what my take is about them, it's the opposite. So I just got to stay away from both of them.
Yep, I think that's the only acceptable outcome. Is that in your notes?
No, it's not. I mean, him being my dad is in my notes. Denver sacked Baker 7 times. They kicked 4 field goals. Huge, another dub for field goals. Just take your points in today's NFL. They never turned over the ball. Baker turned the ball over early. They were never able to recover. Missed a 4th down late. Fumbled late in their own territory. The Bucks. All right, this is my takeaway though. I don't think the Bucks are a bad team. I just think if they get down early, they're screwed.
Yep.
They can't run the football.
The defense isn't that good.
No, and they can't run the football.
You have Todd Bowles, who's smart, but yeah, you have like Rashad White. Bucky Irving actually looks pretty decent, but yeah, if like.
Also, I didn't realize. Should have known. Sean Payton apparently owns Todd Bowles in the regular season. Owns him.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that was a huge miss by me. Bucky Irving, though, long-term take, Bucky Irving looks good. You like him.
He'll take that job by the end of the year, I think.
I think he'll take it within the next couple weeks. I don't know what you said, but Chris is running. All right. What do we have next? The next wise pick that we have Giants Cleveland. Another almost tragic over. But the undersaved, the underprevailed.
I said that I was switching shares. I must have ran away before.
Yeah, before it came through. I didn't realize what was going on.
Back was killing me.
It's your pick, though.
This one, it seemed like it was toast right at the beginning. The Giants fumble the opening kickoff, and the Browns score on the next play. So 11 seconds in, I've already got 7 points on the board. Didn't seem great. Luckily, Deshaun Watson is the quarterback of the Browns.
Yep.
And they could muster almost nothing after that.
Yep.
Is this rock bottom? I mean, it's only week 3. Like, it could get worse.
It's bad. It's bad. I saw Kevin Stefanski like on the first coach fired on like a graphic. I don't think it's him. That's wrong.
I mean, it's such an amazing run last year.
I know, and he had like
Wasn't
a bunch of different quarterbacks.
Yeah,
he was coach of the year last year. Many different quarterbacks last year. I think Sean sucks. Their running game sucks. They had Amari Cooper for this game. I don't know where that's been the rest of the weeks, but they couldn't throw the ball to anyone else. Couldn't get any offense going, and the Giants just said, "Screw it, we're just gonna chuck it to Malik Neighbors every week." It worked last week, and he's incredible. This guy is insane.
Yes, dude. The one drive that they had at the end of the first half, when he made the catch along the sideline,
that was an interception.
I forget who the corner was, but he mossed it. And the craziest part about that catch is he had already jumped up, and it was as he was coming down.
Yeah.
Is when he caught the ball and ripped it out of it. Like, literally the poster boy of getting mossed. And then he makes an incredible catch, incredible toe tap in the end zone. Like, touchdown 2 plays later.
That was an incredible drive.
He's special.
Yeah, back to back like red zone plays. If you're watching red zone, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Malik Neighbors. You think I thought it was a Daniel Jones interception. Like, oh, here we go. Like something funny that Daniel Jones does. And as you said, the defender has the ball in his hands, and Malik Neighbors is coming down and grabs it out of his hands, basically, and secures the catch, and has the foot control to have 2 feet in bounds with that play. Absolutely special. It reminded me a lot of we were saying this sort of stuff with Devontae Adams last week against the Ravens, and very similar catches on the sidelines.
Yep. We owe Daniel Jones an apology.
No, not yet.
He's actually been pretty decent the last 2 games.
Not yet. Let's have remember the Cowboys even looked good against the Browns. Let's have a real team.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty established offense.
We get him on primetime this week. Let's wait a week before we apologize.
That's true.
get them under the lights. All right, let's keep riding. That was good. No, wait. You want to explain how the under got saved by our guy Motor?
Yes, Devin Singletary, who scored again this week. So
Yeah.
I might take him anytime touchdown next week because it's hit the last 2 weeks, and we looked at that 2 weeks ago and said Motor Singletary has the best up. So anyway, yeah. So they have the ball. The game is pretty much sealed, and I couldn't have any more points. I think it was like 2.5 points away from the over hitting. And Singletary rips off a run. It's like just a stretch run to the right, rips it off. He's got a beeline to the end zone, and he slides at the 1. I exhaled.
Such a great move.
It was awesome. That has never happened to me before.
It's always the
Nothing
opposite.
like that. I feel like I bet on the other end of stuff like that. So yeah, it does suck for anyone that took the over. If you took the over in that game, you're an idiot. So that was it was pretty beautiful. It was a great start to my 1 o'clock slate.
So
and then they nailed it out the rest of the way.
To cap off my 1:30 p.m. viewing time, it's the first quarter of the Packers Titans game. Will Levis.
I forgot that I also did take this bet too, so I did lose another bet.
Will Levis. Will Levis do a pick 6 in the first quarter, as I predicted. I said, the only thing that could screw this up is a Will Levis turnover in the first
17-7 after the first quarter?
After the first quarter, there's 24 points on the board. I need 38 the rest of the game. The Packers score a field goal at halftime. It's now 27 points. I just need 10 points to screw me over. Will Levis looked insanely good. He had 134 passing yards in the first quarter against the Titans. So, after that, I was done. I was like, all right.
Willis.
Malik Willis. Is that what I said? Did I say?
You said Levis, I think.
Oh, that Malik Willis, not Will Levis. The Packers got 8 sacks. They got 3 turnovers. The Titans look terrible. They're 0-3.
Titans are awful.
They're bad. Will Levis is gonna have a picture every week. He had nuts to his face, a fumble.
That was so bad.
And
that was so bad.
And the pick 6 he threw was like something I throw in Madden and turn off the Xbox afterwards for, because it was my fault. Like, it wasn't because that game was stupid. It was because it was my fault. Right. And literally after the first quarter, I was like, this is done. Like, just get it off my screen.
Oh yeah, it was toast.
Stop watching it. I had a bad week. 0-3. By 1:30. By 1:30, I'm 0-3.
Yeah.
That's okay. Get it. I'll get it off my chest. It's
really quick.
We're always due one of us for an 0-3 week. You already had yours out of the way. I got mine out of the way. We're good from now on. No more 0-3 weeks.
Hey, as a team, we're 8-9-1 through 3 weeks.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
We're gonna be rough to start, and we're only 1 game under 500.
Yeah.
As a unit, so I will take that.
I would like to look and see.
You're 4-1.
I wish we kept this. I wish we just made a new tab so we could see the last year's what we were like here at week 3.
Wow. Yeah.
That would have been smart.
Yeah, we should have been saving like a new version each week.
Yeah, that's okay. But
I might have screenshotted it at some point. Check.
We could check. But
that's a feature nice to have.
We'll get better. We'll get better. And then Jamar Chase, the first ever player prop hit.
Hit by halftime.
And it did hit by halftime. Let's do it, Chris. The Commanders versus the Bengals, Monday Night Football.
I don't think I've ever felt that way watching a football game before. And that's not an exaggeration. Because I was seriously thinking about it today, and the last 2 times they've made the playoffs were 7-9 winning the division and 9-7 winning the division with Kirk Cousins.
And Taylor Heineke.
4 that was the RG3 year. So I guess when I was like 11 years old, I was feeling some things watching RG3, but like this is literally that was the most exciting football game that I've seen in 12 years. And I don't think that's an exaggeration at all.
So that's what I was gonna ask.
They didn't punt.
No, they didn't punt. Neither team punted. There was no turnovers in the game. A perfect football game. And I wanted to bring up. So I heard on Monday Night or Good Morning Football today, Peter Schrager was saying that this is the best Washington game in the past 20 years, since the Redskins at least. And he said, like he was comparing it to the Heineke game, and he was like, "Well, Heineke, that you're going toe to toe against the GOAT, you almost win that playoff game, but he's not like your franchise guy." Like, and then
Yeah,
this
it was
being,
it was fun.
yeah, it was fun while it lasted, but you knew it wasn't going to be. You weren't going to come back. You weren't going to be in that position again. And he said that now having Jaden Daniels have this game, face of the franchise, a franchise that hasn't had a quarterback. We saw the Terry McLaurin graphic. 11. I thought 11 quarterbacks thrown him a pass already, and he's been in the league for 6 years.
Sounds right.
And it was everything you could have wanted in a football game. Your quarterback missed 2 passes.
His PFF grade was 95.9.
It was crazy. Scary Terry, I had him at 3.5 catches. That 4th catch,
4
to get that touchdown. Just absolutely, first of all, gutsy call. Great play calling by Cliff Kingsbury. Gutsy call.
Well,
3rd and 7.
So on that play, you know who called that play?
Tell me, Jaden.
Terry.
Terry
said,
yes,
"Give me the ball on a go route," and Jaden said, "Oh yeah." And Cliff was like, "All right." They dialed it up. Bengals went cover 0. And did you see at what point in the route he releases the ball?
No.
It is stunning how good of a throw it is.
I'll
try to
ball.
find it on Twitter. That has like, you know, the angle where it's not an angle, but it's like a recreation of the play with just like the little circles.
Yeah.
When you see where the ball is thrown, it's you won't even believe it. And the same thing happened on the other one, the other deep ball that he threw to him that didn't go for a touchdown. But like for all of the there was some merit to it that he was scared to throw the ball, like unless something was wide open. We're watching it right before our eyes. Like we're watching him grow. He's got the balls to do it now. And when you have a guy like Terry, who is such a good go route runner, it makes it so much easier because you know that even if it's not a perfect ball, he's going to give you a shot. It just happened that both of those balls were perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, and
the last one I couldn't even believe it. Like when they replayed it and I saw that the knee was down, I was like jumping around in my apartment.
It was an insane play. Absolutely phenomenal play. And so it's in that drive, you guys have 31 points or 32 points. And
yeah, it was 31-26 at this point.
4th and 6? 4th and 4?
4th and 4.
Keep the offense on the field. Right to
yeah.
Ertz. And another great play call. You have all your wide receivers go run on go routes. You have the tight end zig over the middle. And then worst case scenario, Jaden Daniels can run that football for a first down.
He is a cheat code on 3rd and 4th and shorts.
And
because he can get out of almost anything.
He really
and if it's not there right away, like that's when he runs. That's
really
when you say, okay, like we're not patient here. You take off and you go get a first down.
Yeah, and he's really.
They also ran earlier in the game. They ran a design run on a 4th down. It worked perfectly. There was one of the first 4th down that they converted. I forgot. Oh, that was the McCaffrey play.
The Luke.
He got great protection, hit McCaffrey over the middle for like a 30-yard gain. Yeah, I mean the 4th downs were maybe the most impressive. Well, yeah, definitely the most impressive part of the game because that last throw was that was a 3rd down, not a 4th down.
Yeah, that last throw was
either way. Yeah, it was 3rd and 7.
But just impeccable game. Great trivia. Trent Scott being the first Jane Daniels touchdown catch is going to be great trivia. And that's all I got. I mean, the defense looked good. Not good. Sorry, not good, not good. But they held their own when they needed to.
So they turned 2 touchdowns into field goals. That's what they did. Bengals missed the field goal and then got stopped twice inside the 10. So when you don't force any punts, it's a tough look. And it was like that last Bengals touchdown or not the last one, but the one in the fourth quarter to Chase that brought them within 1 score, and we get the ball back. And like, they don't score again, they're going to lose. And they literally played a perfect game offensively. But that was the situation that they put themselves in with this defense, where it was like, if you don't score every single drive, you're going to lose this game.
And they had to do it, and that they were forced to do that 2 games in a row, and they were able to do that.
Yes.
So big up.
So I mean, it was pretty surreal. Yeah, I'm almost at a loss for words because I've never seen anything like that before. And like I've tried to be a little bit more realistic, and he'll have his ups and downs this year. Like, he's not just going to look like that every week, and there's going to be better defenses and better coordinators that throw more at him, and he'll have games where he throws 2 or 3 interceptions. So like, it's still going to be a learning season for him. But I tell you what, I mean, the division is not out of play here.
No, it's definitely not. And when you look at you've already beaten the Giants once. The Eagles look vulnerable. The Cowboys look vulnerable. If you can take care of some of those divisional wins at home, you never know.
Yep.
I'm glad it's a whole new outlook, though, because it should be. Facing the Cardinals next week.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun, no matter what.
A lot of points.
A lot of points, hopefully, in that matchup.
I wonder what the over-under is for that game.
I think it's 49.5.
Ooh. Seems a little bit low.
Right? All right. Let's keep going. Right? We're good. We move on. What do we got? Texans, Vikings. Can't believe the Vikings they completely pwned CJ Stroud and the Texans.
It's a pony.
It was a pwning. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't get anything going offensively, and they had to bench CJ Stroud at the end of the game. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, Davis Mills got it. You'd love to see, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah, would love to see some Davis Mills time. Darnold played out of his mind again. They just keep this is like an offensive powerhouse. I don't know if it's Kevin O'Connell. Like, is he just that good of a schemer? Is it Justin Jefferson? Aaron Jones looks great out there, and they really they pounded the rock against them. They threw the ball against them. It was anything they wanted. It's just that's really all I got.
I don't understand how we just like let Aaron Jones go. Like, we kind of just ignored that, and he looks like the player that he was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, just because he's missed a couple games the last 2 seasons, we're just like, meh.
And it really was just last year.
He's not washed at all. Like, he looks really good.
I think the issue with him was the Packers kept using him, and then on the goal line was always AJ Dillon. So it was like they always had to split the carries. It was always wishy-washy. Last year he had 600 yards. The year before he had 1,100 yards. It looks like we'll be getting hopefully the 1,100-yard version of him this season. Already at 228.
But yeah, Darnold, like, I mean, talk about something that we couldn't have been more wrong on.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
I think I took under 21 and a half, I think, was the total passing touchdowns on the year. And he has 8 through 3 weeks. Well, I will happily raise my hand and say I was wrong, because I'm happy for him. He's had, and the tenure in New York was disastrous. So the fact that he's hung around now is getting this chance. Happy for him. happy for my Vikings, even though I haven't been profiting off it.
He's
I'll
like
still I'll still root for them. They hold a special place in my heart.
he's like the savior of Minnesota too. Everybody loves him in Minnesota,
He is, yeah.
and
He's a new Keenum.
he is the new Keenum. I want to. I hope it lasts. I hope it stays. I mean, he's younger than Joe Burrow. It's
I
crazy.
saw a tweet that just said that like 6 times. It was like Sam Donald's younger than Joe Burrow over and over again. It is unbelievable.
It's always like it's good to see like Bryce Young hopefully will be in this position at some point. Comes into a good scheme, has some good weapons around him, makes
Yeah,
himself
but Bryce Young's so
he's just so
small.
small. Yeah, he's just so small. But like we're seeing it with Malik
He looks
Willis.
so well. We'll talk about that.
Maybe we'll see it with a couple other guys, but the past like if you look at the 2021 draft class, Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Trey Lance. Like Justin Fields looks good now. Trevor Lawrence looks terrible. Hasn't had a good coach. Mac Jones hasn't had a good coach. And Trey Lance, I mean, he just hasn't even played. But yeah,
He has had a good coach.
yeah, that's true. He has had a good coach. But you just gotta find it's definitely the nurture versus nature of that argument. The nurture is definitely winning this season.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
All right, what else we got?
We go back to the game last night because we didn't talk about the Bengals at all.
I didn't watch a
They
second
might
of
be
this game.
cooked.
They are trash. They're terrible. Like this was a must-win game.
Like that defense, yeah, that defense is horrendous.
The defense sucks. It was 34-3 at halftime. They put in Mac Jones.
Oh, I was the Bengals.
Oh, the Bengals. The Bengals. Okay. I thought we were talking about the Jags. Sorry.
It also applies, I guess. Bad defense must win. Game.
Yeah, that's true. Both these teams was a kitchen sink game for both of them. Neither were able to conquer that. You have a good point. I don't know what is. You watched the game probably heavier than I did. What is wrong with the Bengals? It was just that they couldn't convert.
The offense was fantastic.
Yeah, they just missed
like they and like Daniels is tough because they're used to playing against Lamar, but Lamar can't throw the ball like he did again. So I don't know if it's just like they weren't ready for it, and like everything that they thought would work didn't work. But yeah, I mean, it's not like we have good receivers, or it was seemingly always open when they needed him. They stopped the run pretty good. It was like they couldn't contain Jaden on 3rd and 4th down. But yeah, it was a pretty porous performance by the defense. Did you see what it was Cam Taylor-Britt, the quarterback on the Bengals?
He was the one talking shit to the Chiefs the week before, and now he was talking shit about Cliff, saying he had a college offense.
Yep. And he got burned by McLaurin.
And he was double teamed. Him and Geno Stone got burned on that deep ball. You're right. There's definitely something wrong with this defense. Sam Hubbard didn't do much. Who's the other
Hendrickson
guy?
either.
I was going to say
had one sack, but for most of the game, man, they actually handled him pretty well. That was the other thing that I didn't say at all. The O-line deserves a lot of credit. They played their asses off,
and they almost lost in the game.
Clean pockets to throw from,
and they almost lost in the game last week with all the holding calls, and none of that this week.
Yep. Yeah, they have a penalty into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's what made this game the most fun.
It was witchcraft.
Yeah,
and it went by so quickly.
It was like Bizarro NFL. This game.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was like take all that's been wrong with the NFL this year, like passing is down, scoring's down. Yeah, right.
The Bengals defense is rough. It's gonna be funny if the Panthers cook them up and they're 0-4.
That would be tough. Yeah.
Andy Dalton revenge game.
Yeah.
All right.
Be scared.
I'd be scared too. I'd be
Jags
very nervous.
Also, completely cooked.
Doug Peterson.
Peterson's first coach fired. I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say first coach fired for Peterson. It's
probably minus money, honestly.
It's an embarrassment. They were in all these games until the Bills game. They got destroyed immediately in the Bills game.
Yep.
There's no
He's
excuses.
plus 150 at first coach fired.
Yeah, that's a bet I would take before it gets minus money. They have a good roster. There's no excuses for this team. Even the defense shouldn't be getting shredded this much. They're bad. They're really really bad. And
Yep.
that's the Bills look great. They look like they were just they was like going through butter. Hot knife through butter was the Bills. Going through the Jaguars. My guy.
I mean, that's the other takeaway from that night. Is like the Bills have looked like a juggernaut through 3 weeks.
Well, and it's you know what happens. This is what happens when you don't pump your chest all off season. You don't pump your chest all off season, and nobody talks about you all off season. Then you go 3-0, and nobody's talking about you guys as Super Bowl contenders. This is exactly where you want to be if you're Buffalo. Nobody, you don't want anyone talking about you. You don't want anyone to have targets on you. They're gonna beat the Ravens next week on Sunday night at home.
Oh yeah.
And that's gonna be the coming out party. Oh, the Bills are good all of a sudden. And to be fair, we were out. We can't rewrite history. We were out. But they look like the most cohesive unit in the NFL so far.
Yeah. Wait, what was their game last week?
The Dolphins game.
The Dolphins,
Thursday.
Yeah. Smoked the Dolphins, pulverized the Jaguars. Outside of a rough start against the Cardinals, perfect.
Since the second half of the Cardinals game, they have looked perfect.
Yep.
All right. Where did we leave off? Bears Colts slop fest. This was a bad game.
This game was so gross. Because it was almost like watching the same quarterback. It was like there was an all-time quarterback in this game, because it happened on both sides multiple times where like Caleb Williams would just make one of the most beautiful throws that you'll ever see, and then 2 plays later throws a pick. And Richardson, I know that he had the one where he just bombs it to Pierce down the sideline. They get inside the 10, and then it's like 3rd and goal, and he throws maybe the worst interception I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
there was one Colt in the area, and he threw it about 4 yards to his right.
It was like a duck
into a collection of 3 bears. I was so confused as to what was happening. It honestly was one of the worst interceptions I've seen. I could not even believe it.
Yeah, it was bad.
He looked bad again.
He did look bad. And it's funny because it's like not funny. It's actually kind of sad because it's everything that everyone was talking about would be the downside of him. Can't throw a short ball. Can't throw a medium ball. He can throw a great deep ball, but that's like 50% of the time.
Deep, but...
And he can take great hits. He can run a lot, but in the end, you want him to throw clean passes, and he can't do that. That being said, the Colts came out with a dub. All that being said, they won. Caleb Williams threw 52 times.
Yeah, no one wanted to win this game.
The coaching staff for the Bears.
This game way more.
The coaching staff for the Bears is terrible. Eberflus is terrible.
The option play that they ran on the 4th and goal made me nauseous.
And then they tried Wildcat at one point.
What are you guys doing?
No, it was bad. DeAndre Swift hasn't been able to get anything done.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Caleb Williams. This is a team they should have been able to beat. They can't run the football against this Colts defense that everyone was able to run against. It's a shame, especially when Caleb looks good. Romaduze looked good. Cole Kmet was getting in there. I think they'll figure it out, but they won't win a lot of good games with this until they get a new coach. That's the next step.
Yeah, and it I don't know why they just didn't start clean slate. You bring in a rookie quarterback. Why would you even risk? Even if Eberflus is maybe he's done enough. Who cares? Send him packing. Clean slate.
Yeah.
If you're gonna start over, let's start over.
That I agree.
So now, unless they turn things around, Caleb's gonna be on his second coach in 2 years. I'm sure it'll be second offensive coordinator. So maybe it won't matter, but odds go down.
Well,
which is frustrating.
A quote that we should have highlighted in the offseason, Jackson Smith Njigba said that when Shane Waldron got hired by the Bears, a reporter asked him, and his live reaction was, "Is this on air?" And then he goes, "Good luck to everyone in Chicago." That's like I was like, I'm pretty sure his legit quote, and it proves like they can't do anything offensively. Um, all right, a quick one we could go for. Dolphins look terrible. Skylar Thompson's pants fell down. Then he got injured.
Dude, this freaking game, Miami. This was the last leg of I posted my long shots, and this parlay was looking so good. Andy Dalton delivered for me, Ravens, Lions, and then having to watch the Dolphins just repeatedly piss down their leg on offense. Like, I swear, Red Zone didn't even show the Seahawks have the ball,
No.
aside from their first 2 touchdowns. And then it was just, oh, let's cut to Skylar Thompson. And the dude is a magnet for sacks.
Yeah.
Like, talking about Wentz, he is Wentz. I was excited when I saw Tim Boyle was in the game, which shows you how bad it was.
Where's the Pro Bowler? Where's Huntley? Tyler Huntley.
In Miami?
Yeah, they traded for him like a week ago.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
I wonder, maybe he's injured.
That offense would have looked so much better. They just did not run the ball at all. It was so frustrating to watch. I think it was the worst game of the week.
It was a terrible game, and Miami's one of those interesting teams. Like, even when you're down, I feel like you should run the ball because of your running backs. It's like A-Chain can break one of those runs.
And they weren't it wasn't 30-3. It was 17-3.
Yeah,
like mid third quarter. They just refused. So that bothered me. I don't like any way to get the ball in Tyreek Hill's hands for your own sake and for my fantasy team. It's a little ridiculous. Sky Thompson sucks. Like, he's one of my worst or least favorite NFL players now. I was so hard watching him play football.
He's bad. He's really bad. They got to get Huntley in there somehow. If I don't know what it takes, but that's the only thing that makes this offense relatively fun until
he would have had a shot to win this game if he played, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree. Gino.
I'm not saying they definitely win.
Gino still looks good. Charbonnet looked good this game. Without.
I didn't realize how bad Miami's defense was too.
Yeah, they were getting cooked too. They were getting really cooked.
It felt like this game where Seattle just got up 3 scores right away, and they're like, "All right, thanks for coming out. I don't have to score any more points."
That's what it was, and that was the whole game. It was a very boring game.
Disgusting.
It was a really gross game. A great game if you're Panthers alt line better. Panthers Raiders. I'll take the win here. I will say that I don't think on the pod I mentioned the chance of the Andy Dalton. I don't know if I went all in on the alt lines on the pod. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think both of us, like, as the game got closer, we caved because earlier in the week we were like, we can't let ourselves bet on the Panthers. And then Sunday I was like, just waiting around for football.
It was too obvious to just. It was like way.
It was, yeah.
And it was It literally was exactly what I thought. I wish I went hard on it on the preview. Everyone looked better. Deontay Johnson had a career game. Andy Dalton had 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns.
He was the best quarterbacking performance on Sunday.
He was the best quarterback performance of the year so far. Okay, all right, but I guess that's why you said on Sunday too. But 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. First quarterback this season to do that.
That's shocking.
Yeah. In a world where no one can score, call Andy Dalton's name. Chuba Hubbard, I have him in a fantasy league. He's just completely turning around my fantasy league. Johnson looked great. Miles Sanders even caught some balls. I think Adam Thielen got hurt.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, they placed him on injured reserve.
He's so old. It was a beautiful throw by Dalton.
I know. And
touchdown he scored.
Poor Adam Thielen has to deal with running real routes and Bryce Young never seeing him. And the one time his quarterback can see him, he gets hurt.
Yeah. They go out though. At least he got the touchdown.
Yeah, he still got the touchdown. The Raiders.
He really grew out his hair too. He looks like a surfer bro.
Your Raiders are cooked. They're
Raiders do not look good.
they're bad. They're already
They're,
mulling.
I think they're going to be the most. Them and the Broncos, I think, are going to be like the most week to week teams in the NFL.
Oh yeah, yeah. And they're already switching. They already switched to AOC midway through the game.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, that's not good. Did you see the coach?
No.
The coach said that there was players took business decisions within the game, so he will make.
Yeah, I
business
did see
decisions.
that. That was a pretty awesome quote.
That was a good quote. I won't lie. Pierce is evaluating quarterbacks. Once you start evaluating quarterbacks, you're cooked.
It's also week 4.
That's why if you're evaluating quarterbacks at week 4, like it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
And no, if you're getting like, it's not a good look for them. They really were not in this game until they benched Gardner Minshew at all. And once they bench Gardner Minshew, still they can't run the football. But at least their offense was getting something going. Guess. There was a moment where I thought the Panthers might blow it, but the Panthers.
You want to hear something crazy?
What's that?
They're -1 against Cleveland Browns next week.
Oh God. Alt-line Browns? I don't know.
I don't know. The Browns also look
stink.
Disturbingly bad.
Yeah, I can't alt-line the Browns. That'd be terrible.
There's some stinkers of football games
next week.
Yeah,
it's getting worse and worse every week.
Jets.
Nathaniel Hackett revenge
Colts.
game.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a great game actually. Steelers Colts. I feel like that's
gonna be Steelers Colts.
I'm just kind of in on the Steelers.
Yeah, Bengals Panthers. That actually might be electric.
That could be electric.
You're in on the Steelers now?
Just kind of like in on like if they're gonna be boring and run the football, like at least they're winning football games. Like that's what I'm in on. Like if they're just gonna do this boring shit, then I'm just gonna at least they're winning games.
That's fair. I have a coworker who every week asks why you hate the Steelers.
Why I hate the Steelers?
Yeah.
I don't hate the Steelers.
I think you listened to the preview, and I think we both just gave him the business.
We did. We were mean to them last
or the AFC North. Yeah.
Yeah, we were mean to them in the preview. No, I'm not. I don't. If he's listening right now, I hope he. No, I kind of in on them. I like Justin Fields. To be fair, in the preview, we thought it was Russ. This offense does not look the same if it's Russ.
That's true. That does change things.
I didn't think they were gonna be 3-0. I'll give you that. But from now on, I mean, I think they're gonna be this smart team that wins football games. So I mean,
it's funny how we expected something different too.
I know.
As if it's not.
I want to re-listen. All right, I want to re-listen to the preview episodes, figure out what we were doing here.
I might have been more mean to them than you were, honestly. But I don't remember.
Because I'm always worried about
loved Atlanta week 1.
Yeah, you did. All right, the last kitchen sink team with the Rams going 0-2 going in to the.
What a game!
Yeah, going in.
What a game that was.
To San Francisco. San Francisco gets up early, 14-0. It's
actually home. That was a home game for the Rams. Didn't look like it.
You're right. My bad. Well, they wore white again. God damn it! These teams gotta stop wearing white at home. And all the Niners fans are there. Yeah, it makes it worse. I mean, this was a Shanahan masterpiece, an absolute Shanahan masterpiece. A Sean McVay owning of the century.
Yep. Did you see the little bro picture?
Yes, I was just about to ask you.
The game was so bad. And he's so much shorter too. He's gotta like reach up.
Yeah.
Nice game, pal.
Yeah, and that was beyond disrespectful.
Yes.
That was insane.
Like, way to choke on my meat again, dude. So bad. I mean, yeah, they blew it.
Yeah, they absolutely
blew it. That was not a game that they should have lost.
And kind of like the Vikings game too. Like they played efficient. They played efficiently on offense. They didn't have a lot of turnovers. They had a fumble, and that was it. They had the fumble that cost them the game, really.
Yeah.
Yeesh. The Rams comeback was fun though. That was like it was just on red zone.
Yeah,
It was
that
like,
was fun.
oh, they're back.
That was a great like witching hour. Like,
Yeah,
oh, wait a minute.
yeah. All of a sudden they're coming back, and great Matthew Stafford legacy game as per usual. It seems like when he wins these games,
Nice.
um, he's always coming back for fourth quarter comebacks. I heard a stat on Pardon My Take.
Okay.
He has 45 fourth quarter comebacks out of 99 wins in the NFL. The staggering.
Wait, how many?
Out of 99 wins, he has 45 comebacks in the fourth quarter.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I don't really know. Like they ran the ball well, not even super efficiently, but well, and they didn't turn over the ball, and that was kind of what won them this game. Like their wide receivers didn't do too much, you know. Stafford didn't even do too much, but man, that Jordan Mason fumble was rough.
Yeah, Niners they'll be fine, but rather it's your rough patch early in the season.
If you're Juwan Jennings, you're pretty pissed.
I think it's probably fine.
All right, that's fair. But like, how do you waste that performance? Like 11 catches,
yeah,
175 yards, and 3 touchdowns. You're right. I think the Niners will be fine. They're in a rough patch. Their team is beyond injured too. So
yes,
they're playing.
I mean, so are the Rams though.
Yeah, that's true. They play the Pats next week. They're gonna blow out the Pats by 20. So
right game.
They'll be just fine. All right, let's go. Do you want to go Chiefs Falcons first? Or actually, we'll do it in order. We'll do Ravens Cowboys. See if Ravens still here. What's up with the anti-Ravens pod today, bro? We're talking about him. You guys want to? He's in the comments.
Anti-Ravens.
I know we haven't even said anything.
The Bills were gonna whoop them.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did say the Bills. Well, hey, the Cowboys almost came back and won this. They scored 19 points in the fourth quarter. I wouldn't.
The Ravens. I don't know what it is about the Ravens and these fourth quarter leads. You know, this would have been the worst.
Okay, keep going.
That's it. Like, this would have been the worst lead that they've blown.
Yeah, this would have been terrible. If only we had a 7-time Super Bowl champion to broadcast the game and tell us why they can't hold on to leads. Oh, he just doesn't say anything on the broadcast. He come in the fourth quarter. The Ravens are in the midst of blowing this game. Tom Brady gets on the call. Goes, Lamar Jackson is built for these moments. He loves these moments. And if you're like me and you're sitting at home like everyone else, I've seen Lamar lose this game a million times. I've seen him miss a third down pass way too many times.
Yep.
He never does he look comfortable when the other team is coming back behind him. I don't know what Brady's thinking. I don't know why he doesn't. They were trying to like set him up with things for him to say, and he just wasn't catching on. I'm under the impression that maybe he'll get better at it, but he really did look pretty bad. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Nope, you're good.
All right, we're back. We're talking about the Ravens. They almost blow this lead. They end up not doing it. They end up securing the win. Great third down pass to Zay Jones to secure the win. So that was a good thing on Lamar. They ran Derrick Henry 25 times, so that's a good thing. Plus for the Ravens.
Crazy how that works,
right? And he looked amazing while doing it.
He looked so good. Although what I noticed, I don't know why it took me 3 weeks to notice, but he needs to bring back the old hair.
Yeah,
just the turd.
He does need the turd. He doesn't.
I don't
He
like
doesn't
what
look.
he's got now.
I think he breaks more runs with the turd.
Yeah.
More but he did for sure. His stiff arm against number 23 on the Cowboys. Impeccable. It was a behind the back stiff arm that shoved the guy to the ground. He looked like vintage Derrick Henry, so that was good. It is crazy what happens when you give him 25 carries.
I wonder what Harbaugh said about that. I didn't obviously I did not watch it. I wonder if anybody was just like, hey, so you said you worked 30 carries, give him 25, and you looked all year. Where do you get it from here? Seems like a pretty good question to ask.
Yeah, that is a good question. Ethan, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Ethan is saying Lamar has lost that game maybe 3 times. The defense giving up 20 plus yards and Harb's coaching mishaps are what loses the game. That's fair, but Lamar's the one that gets the first downs and can run the football like no one else.
Yeah. But never does.
The Cowboys, I mean, like, is there a silver lining to this game? He almost came back. It looked so terrible at the beginning.
No, there's not.
All right.
I don't think so.
I will say
that's what McCarthy said.
That there's a silver lining.
But no. Mm-hmm.
Oh, then I no longer think that there's a silver lining. Yeah, there's no way. I will say it is hilarious. My favorite part about Cowboys games is just every play. Here we go. Here we go. And it happens every play, and it's before every snap, and it's hilarious.
This was a game where I knew I was rooting for the Ravens because I hate the Cowboys infinitely more.
Yeah.
But the closer it got, I was like, almost want them to blow it.
So I had Ravens minus 13.5 plus 400. Oh. And I was looking pretty all game. I was tooting my horn like, yeah, like I made a great pick. And then they started blowing it. I was like, at this point, just lose the game. At this point, just absolutely lose the game.
It's like when I had the Chargers -1 against the Jags in the playoffs. At halftime, I was like, I'm so freaking smart.
Yeah, and then it's like at that point,
I'm a genius. Which I guess the Chargers did lose that game.
All right, Chiefs Falcons. This game we got right. The Chiefs just fall into these victories. The Falcons, they did get screwed with the pass interference, but they got helped out that next drive. They got helped out with that next drive with a couple calls that went their way. And then it was 4th and 1.
And also, don't run a stretch play on 4th and 1.
That's what I was going to say. Don't run a stretch play on 4th and 1. That was the game. It was a back and forth game. Both teams looked really good. I thought Kirk Cousins looked pretty good. And the coaching mishap by Raheem Morris, just that single coaching mishap lost in this game.
Yep.
There was another 4th down though, right? Oh, wait a second. Yes, there was a 4th down right before the Chiefs pass interference call. The Falcons don't kick the field goal to make it a 3-point game. So they go for it, they don't get it. Then they get the ball back. They could have kicked a field goal again to tie it if they kicked that first field goal, but they went for it again and still didn't get it. So just take your freaking points.
It's a lesson that we've learned a lot.
Yeah, it seems like teams at time after time have gotten this lesson.
Unless you have Jaden Daniels, quarterback, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the week before they took their points.
Well, I don't think they were ever in a spot. They did go for it a couple times.
Yeah,
they just had so many 4th downs, you couldn't go for all of
That's a good point. That's a good point.
It's also the Giants, so the game plan was different. It wasn't like we have to score a touchdown every possession.
Yeah, that's true.
But yes, that is fair contention. Let's have a conversation about the Chiefs
Okay.
because they're 3-0,
Yeah.
and at this point in the timeline of the NFL, we have just accepted that they're the best team in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Like they've won back-to-back Super Bowls. Now they start the season 3-0. I think their point differential is like 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of these games have been close. They've had some dicey things go down with the referees. Beat the Ravens by an inch. Beat the Bengals on a pass interference. That was pass interference. This game get helped out a little bit. I'm not saying that like I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying because I know that it doesn't matter when they get into the playoffs, but like I don't know if we should be tooting up the Chiefs horn as much as we are right now.
Is there a lot
Like
of
this is a
tooting
team
up
that
their
has
horn though?
flaws. I mean, I feel like there is. Is there not?
I don't know. I just think there's.
I've looked at like 12 power rankings today.
It's still, but like they just find a way to
They're
win these
always in the
games.
ball.
Their defense
I know they
finds
do.
a way to
They
win
do.
these games. They, I don't know, because you're right. They have questionable calls that help them out every time. They don't have offensive firepower. Their running game is mid. Travis Kelce doesn't look like Travis Kelce. But when does this matter?
Yeah, and that's like at halfway through my point, I kind of realized that I don't really have a point to make because we've done this before.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, I guess even if we say they're a flawed team right now, they arguably shouldn't be 3-0. They could easily be 1-2 right now. Or even extremely, they could be 0-3. But they're not. They're 3-0 because they're the Chiefs, because they find ways to win games. I just don't think like they don't look amazing. I guess is the point that I'm trying to make. Which will that matter at the end of the season? No, but as of right now, I'm not very impressed with them.
I think they'll look amazing at some point. They'll have a game
I'm sure
that
they
wows
will.
us. Probably in prime time. And I think they'll be fine. But you have a good point. They are dormant. They have a weird thing going on. But find a place to win.
And it's like it's super nitpicky too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
3-0.
nitpicky. You're like, well, they haven't looked perfect. That's basically what I'm saying.
And to be fair though, to win a 3-peat, you got to be damn near perfect. So
Yes.
maybe it does come a time where this slow dormant offense gets run out by a high-powered one. But I'm still waiting to see. Unless it's the Bills, I'm waiting to see which team that's going to be.
And that's the problem. Is that
Yeah.
the one team that looks better than them right now is the team that is their father.
Yeah.
Or their son.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, no, their son,
yeah.
not their father. We
Chiefs'
skipped
son, yeah, the Bills' father.
We skipped the Lions Cardinals. I don't know how we did that.
Man, skip the Lions.
You know why? Because they skipped their second half. They skipped the second half of the game. They scored 20 in the first
That
half.
was a snoozer.
Yeah, it was a snoozer. It was really exciting.
They had that
at the front.
the one sick play with the lateral.
Yep.
To Gibbs play was cool. Other than that, it was like Kyler went from the best quarterback in the league to meh. And
So
yeah, I mean, talk about coasting to a win.
This was
that fourth down play was cool when they went for it on fourth at the end of the game and Goff just threw a bullet.
Oh yeah.
Amon-Ra, that was cool.
Yeah, that was good. This was a get back to your roots Lions victory. They ran the football.
Oh, yeah.
They played really good defense. They had a couple Ben Johnson trick plays, and it worked out.
Scumbag. The David or not David Montgomery play when he was like levitating.
Yes, he got carried for what,
like being pushed
5 yards.
Pretty cool.
He said that he was up in the air just smiling. Said his feet weren't even on the ground.
That's wholesome.
That really was wholesome. That was a lot of fun to watch. I love like 23 carries for Montgomery, 16 for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah,
absolutely love that.
That's awesome.
That's
and really that you're right. That is a game. It's like we needed to win this football game. this is a inferior opponent.
Yeah.
Let's just run it down their throats and play good defense. Like, we're the Detroit Lions. We can win games like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and they got it. This was, bite off their kneecaps. They bit off their kneecaps at the beginning of the
Oh
game
yeah.
and just made sure that their kneecaps never came back on. So it was a good victory for the Lions. Sad for the Cardinals. I still think they're going to be fun. I still think they have the plays in their bag to have fun games and score a lot of points. I just don't think they couldn't open up the running attack against this Lions team. So that's where they couldn't get anything going based off that.
Yeah. I mean, definitely walk away impressed with the Lions defense. I feel like we still aren't really sure about this unit. Like, they definitely look better than they did last year.
Yeah, that's where I'm on. I think they look better than they did last year. Cardinals defense still stinks. They got a hook and lateral against them.
Yeah, they're not good.
All right, that's we didn't miss any, right?
If Cliff ran a hook and ladder against them.
Cliff, after hearing the college offense, should have done something stupid like that. No, he called a perfect game. Cliff actually
he did, yeah. He was dialed in.
All right. Is there anything else?
There was. I guess this is from last week, so never mind.
No, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Did we skip it? Oh, there was a play in their game last week where they ran like a throwback to Eckler, and apparently that wasn't the design play call. Like, Jaden just saw him over there and hucked it. I was really disappointed because I thought that it was like the most genius play call ever by Cliff. They were like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't a play call at all." It's like, damn, it's disappointing. But yes, he was dialed in last time. Keep giving him motivation. Got a revenge game this week.
Against the Cardinals.
Yep.
Ethan said if we're doing power rankings through 3 weeks, the Bills should be 1 and the Chiefs should be 2.
I would agree.
Yeah, I'd agree with that take too. Ravens are what, 29th?
Ravens 28, Cowboys 29. Yeah,
Pat's 30.
I think what are your top 5 right now? Let's do it.
Okay, all right. That's a good point. Week 3, top 5. I think you got to go. I think it's got to be Bills Chiefs, with the Bills number 1.
Yeah. Vikings.
I'm gonna put the Lions.
Like,
I'm gonna put the Lions.
Your optics wise, like, the Vikings are just kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah, that's true. Detroit is
like, I would have put the Texans top 5 last week, I think.
Yeah, and then they got pulverized by them.
And they rolled them. So I don't know. Like, how much? If I'm just doing like how good do the teams look right now? Bills, Chiefs, Vikings, Packers.
Yeah, the Packers
are up there. It's my long shot Super Bowl team.
Packers, like that.
So,
what about the Eagles?
Lions definitely up there. I don't know. No idea what to do with them.
Nah, not with the.
Let's put them at 10 all the day. I have no idea. I literally have no idea.
I would go. All right, let's. I'm gonna write this out.
Texans are still in my top 10.
Let's do 5. Bills.
5.
Chiefs. Vikings. Is that the best NFC team?
Wait. So, in my head right now, the NFC North has like 3 of the top 6.
Yeah.
Vikings, Lions, Packers.
Yeah.
Like, gauntlet.
It is a gauntlet. I like
Bears are toast.
I like the Lions. I like the Lions more than the Vikings right now. And I know that's a hot take, but that's because I don't want to have the Vikings. Like, let's cool off on them a little bit.
Yeah, we don't have to, like, power rankings are tough because you never know how to balance, like, what you're seeing right now versus what you
versus what you believe
before.
Yeah.
And like what you think is gonna happen the rest of the season. So you're right. Vikings are not top 5. I think the Packers are in my top 5.
All right, so Bills,
Chiefs,
Chiefs, and then Lions, Vikings, Packers. And then that. I mean, I'm in. I don't see I don't see where that goes wrong.
Yeah, I mean Niners are 1-2. Ravens stink. Bengals stink. Seahawks are 3-0.
Yeah, but like they're not a top
I
5 team.
still think that they suck.
Yeah, they're not a top 5 team.
I'm not gonna give that up.
I like what
Yeah,
we're
it's
doing
not
here. Bills,
a lot of good
Chiefs,
football teams.
Lions, Packers, Vikings. No, there's not.
Love it.
That's
I think
why.
Packers Vikings play each other.
All right, so that's a tentative.
Top five matchup.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a tentative. We'll put them tied at 4 right now until next week. Yeah, they do play each other next week. That's gonna be a fun game.
I'd put just outside the top 5. I have the Texans. I'd have the Jets. I'd have
Ravens are still top 10. Let's give some love to Baltimore.
Ish.
Fringe top
Them
10.
and the Eagles are similar. I mean, the Niners are still top 10.
If the Niners are, then the Ravens should be too, right? Come on.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Should we
What
get a
about
power
Steelers?
rankings in the Steelers? Steelers, what are they?
Where do you
6?
put them? They gotta be top 10.
They're like 10. They're 10.
All right, so we have 3 teams at 10.
Yeah.
We have nobody from 7 to 9.
Yep.
That's fair.
I think that's how it should be. I think everyone
The
should.
tiers are better.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Tiers are way easier.
Packers 3, Ethan says. Okay.
Oh.
Love it. So Packers, Lions, Vikings. There it is. That's the final top 5 list. Bills, Chiefs, Packers, Lions, Vikings.
Wise guys plus Ethan.
Yeah, plus Ethan power rankings.
Power rankings.
All right. I think that does it. We got anything else we got to cover?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. Wise picks come in. They will be better. I can't get worse. So they will be better. They'll be back Thursday or Friday. More likely Friday. Thank you all for listening.